Okay, again, we have looked to this product life cycle. Just for example, I give example like Xerox. You refer back to the textbook Xerox. So Xerox actually officially just produced in the United States. It's pioneered in the United States. So Xerox at the beginning the production is more, and then the consumption is less in the US market. And after that, Xerox expand the market to Japan. Okay, take example Japan. So export to the import. This means export here to Japan. At the products at the second level, maturing products, they start to do exporting. Export here. Okay, when they have a consumption, a lot more consumption. At one stage, Japanese firms start to produce. It's means Fuji Xerox. When Xerox enter Japan, it called as Fuji Xerox because it's merged. It's M&A and so many terms. Okay, and then enter Japan, and Japan what we call that Xerox open plant in Japan, and they start to export back to US. Import. Okay, they start to import back. All right. So at a certain level, after a while, we go to the standardized. When the products go standard, you see here, production goes to standardized level. It cannot move. It should be, the curve will be like this. It's not going to go high like this. Okay. And after a while, Japan, the Xerox from Japan start to spread to the developing nation. They start to sell because at the beginning they just consume. So at one stage they start to produce. See here the green line is production. They start to produce. From here at one stage when it's larger size here, so they start to export to these other developed nations and also export back to the United States. So we see here at the beginning, produce in US, US sell to Japan, and Japan use for a while and then produce by itself and sell back to US. Okay, at the same time they sell to other nations, developing nation. So developing nation receive the products from Japan. After a while, okay, they produce by themselves. That means Xerox open plant in developing nation, like in Thailand. They open Xerox open plant in Thailand. Now the product from Thailand or China start to send back to Japan and send back to US. So now at the beginning product produced in US, and finally US receive product from the same product, they receive product from Thailand. See, this is product life cycle. Okay, hopefully you're clear about this. I'm not going to study it longer. Let me proceed first. Okay, evaluating the product life cycle theory, I think okay, 1916 and 1970s accurately explain what happened product like photocopiers. I have mentioned to you before. Okay, this, and then we go to the new trade theory. So in new trade theory suggests that the ability of the firms to gain economy of scale can have important implication for international trade, meaning that now we have a look here. New trade theory, we're talking about firms. Okay, other theory is talking about country. Okay. Suggests that firms' ability of firms to gain economy of scale. So what is economy of scale? Economy of scales, meaning that the scale, the more we produce, the lower the cost will be. Okay, unit cost reduction associated with large scale of output. That means the more we produce, the cheaper it will be. Okay, and through its impact on economy of scale, trade can increase in the variety of goods available to consumers and decrease the average cost of those goods. So now we try, according to the new trade theory, we with all firms in a country try to gain high economy of scale so that they can reduce the cost. When the cost is cheaper, so they start to sell to others. Mass production. Okay, and now the concept of mass production. Okay, first mover advantage take place here. Okay, in those at a certain place, those countries, they need to have a certain level of economy of scale to compete with their competitors. So in those industries, when the output required to attain economy of scale represents significant proportion of total work demand, the global market may only be able to support a small number of enterprise. Okay, in this concept, in the new trade theory, one way to gain the economy of scale is through the first mover advantage. First mover advantage is like, say, we take example like Intel. Intel gained the first mover advantage in Malaysia because they are among the pioneer, Intel and Seagate. They are among the pioneer entering Malaysia, so they can have cheap land. At that time, it was very cheap. Just imagine in early 90s and now it's 2000. The price for real estates become very different, so they can get a cheaper land, cheaper rental cost, and total cost will be much cheaper because they have the first mover advantage. Okay, let's say the 2013, one firm, let's say Robert Bosch enter Penang, set up the plant in Penang. The cost of land around 4 million. Okay, 4 million. While for Intel, it's just around 200,000 at the time. Okay, just imagine that, how huge the difference is. So because of that, first mover advantage can influence the cost, total cost of the production. Okay. Okay, and then we have a look here. Porter Diamond. Now we already done about the new trade theory. New trade theory about the economy of scale. The lower the cost will be, the better you are. You should sell that. It's very easy. And Porter Diamond offer a competitive advantage. We see here. Porter Diamond explained why a nation achieved international success in industry, and it promote impact creation of competitive advantage. Four attributes. Porter's introduced four attributes that promote the competitive advantage. Competitive advantage meaning that we have some things that we can compete over our competitors. Okay, let's say it can be anything. Let's say the technology. Let's say Sukhoi, they have avionics system which is much better than this what we call that McDonnell Douglas F-18, F-16. The radar system belongs to Sukhoi companies is 360 degree, while others just 180 degree. It's much better. Okay, first we have look here. Four factors that influence this competitive advantage. First is factor endowment. Second is demand condition. So what is factors endowment? This is nation's position in factors of productions necessary to compete in a given industry. Factors endowment. We're talking about factors endowment. That means the factors of productions that necessary to compete. I'll give examples like factors endowment including the manpower itself, the skill level. Example here, the resources, the oil, crude oil, factors endowment. That's necessary. Let's say so. One of the most important thing is knowledge. Okay, knowledge and technical know-how. Certain we call that. That's why certain companies willing to pay sometimes triple salary just to have this. Okay, just to have this. The factors endowment. Why? Why? It's very simple. The answer is once they have this, they'll be more competitive than others because they have the skill. Let's say what we call that Microsoft. Okay, start to get the programmers and the good system analysts from Sun Microsystem. Why? Because they want to control the industry, so they need to have a good system analyst. Okay, and they appoint many people from India, good programmers in India. This is factors endowment. Okay, the factor of production that supports the company to get more better competitive advantage. And the second one is about demand condition, the nature of home demand for industry product service. So if let's say the demand is fluctuated, it's not stable, then the company will be in trouble. Because what? Because the demand will determine the profit, and with no profit, you cannot run the company. It's very simple. Okay, the next slides. We will go to the next clips, video clips. We'll wait for the next video clips.